name is DKrause. I live at 29 Ashland, Oregon. I'm a retired professor of preventive medicine in the field of public health and epidemiology. I would like to present for the record exhibits to support the statements addressing ordinances that will be made today from members of Don't Uproot Ashland. Uproot is located on the steep hillside shown on the photo on the right. Exhibit 1 shows the subject property, 2803, with the 1 acre parcel that you mentioned, 2806. This image shows the easement from Siskiyou Boulevard, cutting between Weisinger's Winery and home, and then cutting through the middle of DKrause Farm. The Ashland Canal of the TID Irrigation Canal borders the downslope line of the property, shown in blue. The TID then joins with Tolman Creek in the upper left. Immediately after crossing the TID and ascending a steep slope, you can see the slaughterhouse already under construction. The ring road with the abandoned marijuana grow in the bottom left. There are several neighboring properties visible in this view. Exhibit 2 provides a good view of the TID canal, the access road.
Could I interrupt you for just a second, Ms. Krause? That first photo, when was that from? Was that like a Google Maps photo or something?
No, that is one of our experts, GIS experts who created that.
Okay, I just wondered when it was taken.
This was made within the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, okay, I see there. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I was just wondering when it was shot.
That.
That's okay, I'm good.
So we're at Exhibit 2, provides a good view of the TID canal, the access road to the ring road around the property, and heavy forestation. This photo was taken in 2005 before the fire of 2009 and shows the property in its undisturbed state. Exhibit 3 shows the property badly burned after the fire of 2009. The fire made the landscape highly vulnerable to erosion. Exhibit 4 shows the landscape recovering nicely just 2 years after the fire, with forestation filling back in. Exhibit 5 provides an aerial view of the restored landscape just prior to purchase by Ms. Krista Vector in July of 2016. Exhibit 6, after just 1 year, the hillside had been extensively excavated to put in an unpermitted marijuana grow operation. The applicant would receive a permit for the grow after the fact, but was also fined for excavating without a permit and causing severe erosion of the slope, which was washing into the TID canal. Exhibit 7. The following year, in 2018, after abandoning the grow operation, many more trees were cleared, further exposing the vulnerable hillside. If I go back to 2017, and if you watch closely, you can see a lot of the trees further disappear. Okay, this map shows the 1 square acre zoned home site, which is not being used for residential. The living quarters are actually on the 2nd floor of the slaughterhouse, which is being prematurely constructed just above the TID canal. The pink line outlines the TID canal. The blue arrow points to a proposed farm septic in very close proximity to the TID and just above Haya's property. A closer view of the location of the proposed septic. Uproot Meats has been in business already for 2 years, but according to the Department of Environmental Quality, they do not have an approved septic to handle waste. They have about 32 pigs currently, each producing an average of 11 pounds of manure daily, which translates into about 107 tons of pig poop annually. The DEQ allows no more than 20 tons of pig poop to be composted annually without a permit. According to the DEQ, Uproot does not have a permit for waste management. Even at their current small scale, they are already well outside of regulations, and yet they propose expansion. These are the types of regulations that are in place to protect the health and safety of the public. Exhibit 8 shows the barren hog lot right above the TID canal. I was standing on the opposite side of the TID canal when I took this photo. Exhibit 9 is a view of the slaughterhouse already under construction, taken from across the TID irrigation canal. The applicant does not have an active building permit. Exhibit 10 shows again what was originally the barn/shop, according to county planning documents, then slaughterhouse, now including unzoned residential on the second floor. To the right, the chicken house is already being prematurely constructed without a permit. Exhibit 11 shows the expansive soils outlined in red caused by the heavy excavation performed by the applicant. The disruption to the soils is causing issues with water flow for downslope neighbors, as will be presented this morning. Exhibit 12 shows the slope of the access road measured in increments from Siskiyou Boulevard into the subject property. The elevations exceed in many places the maximum percent slope for firefighting and emergency equipment to access the property in the event of another fire, as will also be presented this morning. Exhibit 13 shows the waterways that are downhill from the subject property. The TID runs into Tolman Creek, which is designated for salmon and steelhead spawning, and then connects with Neal Creek, which is essential salmon habitat and waters subject to moratorium. In addition to the TID and natural waterways, Exhibit 14 shows one of many private wells of neighboring properties, downhill, downstream, and downwind of Uproot Ashland. I didn't realize that I would have 15 minutes, so I kept it to 5, but I would love to open my time up to share that with Tiny Morrow and then Haya Sarah.
Okay, thank you.
I meant to wrap up with one statement.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. We all have a right to farm, but we don't have a right to harm.